everyone. Hello, happy day. Happy Saturday. Yeah, it's so interesting because there's so much energy moving and that happens all the time, right? But when we talk about and we think about energy, there's energy that can be in flow and in flux and just moving, and you feel the flow of it, right? And then there's energy that can feel stagnant, still, and then there's energy that can feel stale and outdated. And it's interesting because the energy now is just in such it's like accelerated movement, and it's interesting to see how it's playing out for myself and for my people and clients and friends and those around me, and possibly you. So it's just really interesting. There's an energy, speaking of energy, what's wanting to come through is, it's like what they're showing me, right? And it's making sense because I'm in my car, yes, but I'm at the park right now. And like they're showing me these visions that we have in our mind, right? It could be a park scene, it could be something like a city scene, it could be whatever. And, similar, like when you're in a dream and things are a little bit hazy, they don't feel very like true. They're not like, the perception is a bit grainy, it's a bit blurry, it's a bit hazy. It feels a little bit out of touch, out of reach, but very apparent, right? Very visceral and apparent, but not quite like solid, right? And that's the energy of fluidity that's coming through. Things are always in flux. There's always energy moving. And sometimes it's a little hazy. Like when you're watching a cartoon or a movie or something and the superhero just runs and you just see this like a blurred vision, right? Like moving through and passing through the screen. But you know that the entity has moved through, the entity, the being, whatever it is. Just like seeing the scene in nature, seeing the scene of the cityscape or whatever it is, like, it's there. This entity, this thing, these things, like it's there. But there's something that doesn't make it feel quite solid. And it's moving, and that's kind of how energy. And they're reminding me too of, and I've used this before, I've shared this before, like a life force energy, right? So if you think of life force energy, you think about the energy that we hold in our field, and it's always we're exuding a certain aura. We're exuding like energy, like we have our own energetic body that's moving through this world, that's moving through our days and our experiences. Just like if you are at a lake and you notice like sitting ducks on the lake, there's ripples in the water even though they're still, right? There's energy still moving and emanating from them, even though there's a stillness, right, of their being. And yeah, the reason why it's all coming through, because I'm like, okay, so why is this coming through right now? Why is this being channeled? When I'm connecting with spirit, there's a lot of conversation that's kind of happening on the back end that you may not see or be privy to. But they're saying it's important to know that, yes, everything is in constant motion, right? Like even our emotions, our emotions are energy in motion. Things are always moving, even though they might have an undertone feeling of stagnancy or stillness. It's whether or not we choose to participate and contribute to the energy in the way in which it can feel more fluid and feel more in flow. So they're saying that there's always a choice in how we participate, right? In the things around us, and how we choose to shift the energy, and how we choose to contribute to the energy, and how we choose to impact the energy, and how we choose to manipulate the energy. And when I say manipulate, I don't mean it to be in this negative context, in the way in which the word manipulate is like stigmatized. Manipulate is just like an alchemical, energetic term, right? Like to make things shift and to move things, like from one thing into another. It's very alchemical. And so how we choose to participate and take responsibility in the energy that is available to us is truly up to us. And so, yeah, even in alignment, not in alignment, even in like conjunction with the energy that was coming through and the message coming through yesterday, they're reminding me of the law of space, right? And creating space. And if there's space, it will be filled by something, even an empty cup. Like if like half the cup is filled with water, the other cup is filled with air, it's not empty. It's filled with something. And so how do you see yourself in the energy that you are in, and how are you choosing to be in that energy? Are you even making a conscious choice? And so there's an invitation for you to rise your consciousness within what is here, even though it may feel like a nothingness or an everything, like an overwhelming too muchness, right? You have a choice. You always have a choice. And so with that, I am sending you so much love. I hope you have a beautiful Saturday or whatever day that this finds you. And just know that there's so much more support than you are utilizing. And I hope that you feel that invitation.